Hey, whatever. It is what it is. All right. Should be a fun night. Let's see here. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Ah, welcome to the Old God's Meadery, where every week I make a brand new batch of mead. Every single day, I come out with a brand new batch of mead that I've never made before. I have never replicated a recipe. I've never missed a Saturday. In addition to that, every single Wednesday, I go live, show you a different step of the mead making process live. Tonight, we're going to be bottling some mimosa mead live right at 9 o'clock. So just over 15 minutes from now, I'm going to rearrange the camera, kind of show you the setup, and we're going to bottle mead live. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to taste it. So this is a pretty standard orange mead that we are going to add in some bubbly. It's going to be awesome. Hopefully Richard Terry joins us tonight. This is his batch. I'm going to send him a bottle of it when it's all done. Hello, hello. Oranges are so fun. A bunch of different variations of it. Richard Terry is here. This is your mead. I am going to ship you a bottle of it. Mimosa mead. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yes, I love oranges. They're so easy to use, first of all. And there's so many different varieties. I actually have another one in the background that you'll see that I'm kind of testing out. It's going to be great. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Old God's Meadery. Hello, YouTube. I see you. Boy, that whole, that whole TikTok ban was a little scary, huh? Hello, hello, hello. Spices. Orange and spices go really well together. Orange and cloves, a very popular one. Hello. Yeah. Oh, you love it already? That makes me super happy. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Hello, hello. That's really awesome. Thank you, Richard Terry. I'm going to give you a bottle of mead in return. Hello. The oldest alcoholic beverage in the world. I'll go through my commercials a few times because we got time. Hello, if you're just joining, make sure like, follow, comment, share. That's not just for me. That's any content creator that you like. It really helps out in the background, especially YouTube. Make sure you watch all those videos to the end. But yeah, support your creators. There's been a lot of stress. I don't do this like as a profession, so I wasn't as stressed as some of the people out there. But I do know a few use this as a profession, and obviously we're very, very stressed out this past weekend. So make sure at the very least like everything that you see that you like. If you don't like it, don't like it. But if you like it, like it. That really helps out the creator, and it does nothing except to make your algorithm better. So it's very free for you. Hit the like button every time you see something you like. How do you get a bottle? So there's a couple. Well, actually, I've retired one way, which was our pop culture series. You'll see another pop culture this Saturday, by the way. But these Wednesday lives are always chosen by subscribers to my TikTok. So if you like subscribing, it costs a month, but I will choose. I put a post. There'll be going out this weekend, and I'm gonna let all of the subscribers kind of choose the flavor. I'll pick my very favorite suggestion out of that post. It'll be a subscribe-only post, and that person will get a bottle of it when it's all said and done. Tonight's is actually Richard Terry. He's in the comments, so he can attest to it. I'm gonna be shipping him a bottle of this hopefully by this weekend. But hold me to it, because I'm really bad at time. I have made exceptions for really awesome, nice people that contribute a lot in other ways. Hello, hello, hello. Meadner, good evening. Yeah, I know there's some issues with some of the features on TikTok still. I know that there's, I actually got, I've been getting notifications on kind of what's working, what's not. Um, Live wasn't working at the beginning of this week. Like, that was one of the last features to come more recently. So I was a little worried about tonight because I had already made the videos advertising it. Do not do wholesale. I don't do any sale, but I do the next best thing. I show you exactly how to make it. And I would tell you a single recipe from every single Saturday batch is free in the description. So all you have to do is copy, paste, and buy your own ingredients and equipment. You can make it yourself. My highest registered alcohol content was 22%. I don't gravity readings very often, though. That's part of what I do. Anybody who's followed me for a long time knows why, but I'll give you a quick spiel. My main here is to make mead in the most simplistic fashion as I can. My mission is to get people interested in this amazing hobby and amazing community. And I skip a lot of the steps that you'll see lots of other creators do. I also do in the background on some of my side projects, but I never check the gravity of my stuff on camera. I never back sweeten. I never cold crash. I never use additives. I don't use anything but time. Every ingredient that you see on my mead, I literally make it in the most simplistic fashion. I use the same base recipe single week with just add-ons with very few exceptions. Batch 152 of unique recipes comes out this coming Saturday. Everything's almost cold crashing naturally because it's so cold here. It whopped out at like a high of 15 degrees today, and the wind chill was much more than that. It's going to be a little bit better tomorrow. We might get really close to the high 20s tomorrow, so I'm very excited. And I hate winter. I hate winter. But that's okay. There's nothing I can do about it except wait or move to Orlando. And if I move to Orlando, I'm going to get a job at Disney World at like a hot dog vendor. And you guys won't see me as much. So I'm here this winter at least. And yeah, continue to make mead for you. -10. Yeah, no. It doesn't make sense. Humans shouldn't live in that climate. I don't like it. I don't like it. I saw that down there. I follow a couple really cool creators that are from that area posting like snow. Is that serious? To be a chef? Like there's no better, like, that's the dream. I mean, I'm not any good at cooking, but I wish I was. And to work for Disney, that's a big deal. A lot of the restaurants down there are like really class. How awesome. I'm jealous. Exotic honey. No, we get that question occasionally, but no. Where do I suggest you start? Follow me. Every single Saturday I come out with a brand new batch of mead. And like I said, I make mead in the most simplistic fashion that you can make it. So give me a follow. And then every Wednesday I go live, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to get started. Tonight we're going to be bottling. But I do one of 3 major steps every single week. Next Wednesday I'm going to be starting a batch from scratch. So you're going to see that from the very beginning. I explain as I go all the equipment I'm using. A few weeks after, I go live again with that same batch, and I'm going to be racking the mead, which is transferring it into a secondary vessel. There it sits for a few months, like this one has been sitting for a few months, and now it's ready. We're going to bottle it, taste it, and I'll tell you what I think about it tonight. So it's literally that easy, those 3 steps. All you need is your own equipment, ingredients, and you can do it yourself. Every single recipe that I do is absolutely free too. I put them in the descriptions. It's super easy. Freya mead, what was in it? I made a Freya mead too. Just started making my own. Leatherwood honey, no. I typically am right now I'm just using wildflower honey from Desert Creek. Oh, you did that my recipe. Awesome. And you loved it? I want to know all about it. I need like a full paragraph description of how awesome it was. Or what you think that could be. I take that too, because you don't get better without awesome feedback. And I'm honored. Thank you. I had a lot of fun. Like, I still have a few Norse gods and goddesses meads in pipeline. For those of you who don't know, I make mead in 3 categories right now. I'm either making meads on Norse gods and goddesses. I've had a lot of fun with that series. And I've still got a few more in my pocket before it wraps up. Or I'm making holiday meads. The most recent one I did was New Year's. Before that, I did Christmas. I did Yule, but pretty much every major holiday I do a holiday mead. And then lastly, I do a pop culture, which is inspired by the TikTok fans. I had a pin post up. I've since retired because I have my blocks full. But I took suggestions of people that were inspired by anything pop culture, books, movies, TV shows, video games, whatever it is. We just last week did this the pineapple mead from Loki. It was a mix between Loki the god and Loki for fun, for Marvel. Before that, we did this Powerade mead inspired by the music band Nirvana. You have to go watch that video. The end of it is hysterical. At least I think it's funny. And then this coming Saturday is another very secret pop culture batch. So you'll find out more about Friday. I'll put out a little teaser video, but it is based off of the movie The Exorcist. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, a few days in racking it. Nice. How exciting. I'm definitely excited. Keep me updated for sure. A single gallon carboy, but should I look into getting a fermenting bucket? So I prefer the bucket. The question on the YouTube side was, should I get a fermenting bucket versus using a glass carboy? There's pros and cons to both. My preference is a bucket, and I'll tell you what pros and cons are. So if you're using a glass carboy, and you'll see mine shortly, I rack stuff into glass carboys. You can see what's going on. That is always helpful. That's one of the big pros of using a glass carboy. I think that's where the pros end for the primary, though. The pros for the bucket, buckets come in 2-gallon fashion, so you have a gallon worth of room to add in lots of crazy ingredients. That way you don't have to sacrifice your volume of mead towards the end. You can still get a full gallon of actual mead out of a 2-gallon fermenting bucket with adding lots of other things, especially fruits, because fruits you're going to want to put, I usually put about 3 pounds of fruits in, 2 to 3 pounds, and that's a significant amount of volume. So if you do that in a glass carboy, you're going to lower your amount of mead that you can get by the end of it. So that's another big pro. Biggest pro, though, is buckets are so much easier to clean. It's a bucket. It's self-explanatory, so easy to clean. Another con, though, they're plastic. So over time, they can scratch or stain. Every once in a while, you got to clean them out. I still use my original 2 buckets. I have replaced the lids because the lids have warped time, but they're different colors on the inside than a brand new bucket would be. So you have to sanitize everything, but you have to be really using the plastic because if there's micro scratches in it, obviously stuff can sit in there. As opposed to glass is always going to be smooth. So you have to really make sure you sanitize plastic really well. Outside of that, I think it's incredibly easy. Great question, though. Great question. All right, in about 2-minute warning, we're going to get started. I'm going to rearrange the camera, and we're going to get started bottling some mead tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Give me, if you don't already, I make mead. If you want to make your own alcohol at home, I'm the guy. Every single week, brand new batch of mead. And hello. I'm not talking about the camera being crooked tonight. Well, I will get it rearranged. And hello, Saber. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. This one was a good idea. This is Richard Terry's idea. Mimosa mead. So it's a pretty standard orange mead with a little twist we're going to add in. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So, otherwise, going to rearrange camera. I'm going to say hello like you're not there. That's for the version. I'm going to clip down. I'm going to bottle the mead, but put the little twist on it. Going to tell you what I think about it. Then I'm going to say goodbye like I'm not here, because that's for the future you watching the replay. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to rearrange again back to where it is now, and we'll have a little chit chat about how you think it went. Maybe a little cocktail afterwards. Blackberry apple cider. That's fantastic. And greeny apple. Did you use actual apples? I don't know if I've got time to wait for your answer, but I found far more success using apple juice as opposed to real, like, crisp apples. I want to know, like, if you got a really, like, flavor out of that, because I've always struggled. The apples you need, like, quantity-wise, is so high. I mean, I love your wife for that. No offense. I am no threat to you, I promise. But that's amazing. Thank you. All right, guys, let's get started. Again, like, follow, comment, share if you don't already. It's going to be a lot of fun. What's up, Tall Trey? All right, we're going to get started. Make sure I have everything. I hope I do. We'll find out, right? All right, let's go. There she is. Oh. I would say we got pretty close right off the bat. Pretty close right off the bat. All right, Saber, is it crooked? I don't have Dennis here yelling at me tonight. He yelled at me earlier via text message, so it's perfect. Tall Trey says it's perfect. I always trust him. And he sees things from a higher level. It's so crooked, Tall Trey. It's so crooked. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. That is your elevation talking there. All right, it's close enough. All right, again, I probably won't be able to read your comments as I'm going. I'm going to be talking the whole time. Anyway, make sure and comment with each other, though. Make fun of me. Do whatever it takes to keep the comments going. That helps the algorithm. And I'm going to say hello like you're not there, because I'm talking to future you. I'm going to say goodbye. Not for you, for future you. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to rearrange back where it was, and we'll chit-chat right afterwards. This is going to take less than 10 minutes. It's my here to show you how simplistic it is, so don't go anywhere. You ready? Give me a thumbs up. Ready? I got it. I see it. Here's to you for being here live. Skull. God's Meadery. Tonight, I'm actually bottling a very special mead. This is a mimosa mead inspired by my good buddy Richard Terry. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is a standard orange mead that we made many months ago. We made it live. We racked it live, and now we're going to bottle it live. This is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Then we're going to taste it and tell you what I think about it. So, everything is sat for a few months. This is as clear as it's going to get. It's still a little cloudy. 1 gallon glass carboy. We are done. This is a hand pump siphon that I'm going to very carefully hand pump into our here. If you say, oh, you're supposed to use gravity, I do. If you watch videos, I rack into gravity. I prefer to hand pump the bottle portion of it, though. More control here. There is a thing called oxidation. If you get too many, like, air bubbles in there, you could theoretically, change the taste of your mead. You don't do that on a 1 gallon batch, though. That's crazy. That's for big batches and more professional people than me. I like to hand pump it. This is an orange mead that we're going to add in awesome sparkling white grape juice at the end to make a nice, bubbly taste. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to try it. If you don't know what mead is, it's the oldest alcoholic beverage in the world, independently discovered in many different countries and cultures. The oldest evidence was actually uncovered just in 2024 from the southern Africa area of the continent. Over 20,000 years ago, they found some evidence of some fermented honey and other spices. That's crazy. Like, there's nothing that old. Nothing on the earth. It is literally the alcoholic beverage in the world. Far older than beer, far older than wine. Before that, there was some evidence in China, over 10,000 years old. There's evidence in ancient America. And, of course, Northern Europe, where the Vikings traded it, made it super famous. Did it than everybody else. That last part's subjective. Everything else I said is true. You can look up. But what that means is regardless of who you are or where you're from, Your ancestors can be from anywhere on the planet. They drank mead. Somewhere down your lineage, somebody in your family drank mead, and I think that's really awesome quantity of yours. We are wrapping up bottle 2 here. You see how fast this is of our bottling process. If you don't know what mead is at all, it's made in a similar fashion as wine, except we use honey for the fermentation process instead of grapes or other fruits. So it has a pretty distinct flavor, but it is closer to a wine than it is beer or liquor of distilled origins. And it's incredibly easy to make. I make a brand new batch of it every single batch. 152 of unique recipes comes out this Saturday. Every single recipe that I do is free, and I put it in the description of those videos so you can copy it and paste it and make it your own, tweak it. All you need to do is buy your own equipment and ingredients. Bottle 3 is done. We're going to very carefully lower this to the bottom there. There is some sediment, and most of that is going to be dead yeast and other things that were dissolved into the mead. I racked it, including little tiny orange pieces. The bottom of this siphon has about a 1/4 inch rounded bottom, so all of the liquid gets sucked up just above the bottom. That way you don't pull in anything at the very bottom there. It is designed for that purpose. We are done transferring to our bottles. I can tell you it smells like oranges. I smell it already. Smell it already. Now we're going to cork these guys. This is a double liver hand corker. Cork goes in right in this little hole there, and this piston will shove it straight into that bottle. This is if you show off your manly forearms, because you need elbow grease to do it. I also have a floor corker that was gifted to me by my buddy and mead mentor of mine, Scott, who's usually here. He might be here by now, I don't know. Because I make fun of him for being old and using one. So he got me a floor corker, and I used it the very first time this past Saturday on the video. If you go back and watch my Loki-inspired mead, you'll see my my floor corker. And yeah, I didn't really know how to use it. So you saw me trying to use it in several different ways in that video. Whatever. I still like to show off my forearms. That's it. 3 bottles. The 4th bottle, I'm going to use this temporary cork. You can buy a pack of these at Walmart for like 6 of them for like a few bucks. Boom! That's it. We just bottled a batch of that quick live. So yeah, 4 bottles. You get about 4.5 out of the gallon if you really stretch it. We are going to pour some in a glass now and give a full review of this mead. This is so exciting. I love trying new meads. I have not tried this throughout the entire process. So that was the first time. Smells like oranges. It's very citrusy. Very citrusy. You can see it's pretty clear when you pour it out. It's got a very tiny hint of cloudiness, but it's very, very, very tiny. Smells great. Looks pretty good. There's only one thing left to do. Let's try it. Oh yeah, it's great. Incredibly refreshing. It's not super strong. If you were to do like a lemon or a lime, which I've done a bunch different like other citrus fruits like that, it's usually lowering almost like a floor cleaner kind of smell. This one is very tame. You still get an orange taste. You can still kind of smell the citrus, but it's not overpowering. Still get a good punch of honey. There's definitely some high alcohol content in it. It burns a little bit. I love it. I love it. But it's not a mimosa yet. I should have opened one of these before we got started. This might be a... Oh, no, I got it. I hope it doesn't, like, pop. Oh, maybe I don't got it. This is sparkling white grape juice I bought right before, when stuff was starting to come out for 2 years, I think. And just to give it a mimosa feel. So I'm going to do about 50-50 here. And now it looks even cooler now. I like it. Let's try it again. I'm going to ship this bottle to Richard Terry so he can replicate this at home. Thank you for suggesting this amazing mead. Oh, yeah. If you were to invite me to breakfast and say I'm giving you bottomless mimosa meads, mead-mosas, as my good friend Tall Trey calls them, I'd pay for your pancakes. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. It really does make. It's not quite like a grape juice. I mean, like an orange juice. So it's not quite like a mimosa. I still get some great like mimosa feel to it though. Orange, definitely the bubbles like make it feel like a mimosa. I'm super happy with it. I know Richard Terry will be too. Thank you so much, Jackson, and thank you everybody else for watching my live. If you're watching the replay of this, come back every single Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go live to show you different of the mead making process. If you're live right now, stay tuned. I'm going to rearrange the camera and we'll chit chat a little bit longer. Either way, thank you so much, and welcome to the Old Gods Meadery. Pray every single Saturday. Come back this Saturday for your Exorcist mead. It's going to be a lot of fun. Skull, thank you. All right, what do we think? What do we think? I gotta know. Hold on, rearrange a little bit so I can see you guys. There's definitely gonna be some scrubbing of that carboy, but nice pizza meat right off the bat. Hello, Corey. It looks cool. I like I mean the fuzz has kind of calmed down, but I like it. I like it a lot. Hello from Florida. I'll be in Florida right now. It's so much more beautiful there. I love Florida. I love Florida. I can't wait to come back. So yeah, you need man arms or really strong arms. They can be woman arms too. The floor corker, you just have to be really old for the floor corker, and it works just fine. If you have one Popeye arm, it's a double lever corker. You'll have to look for the single lever, and you might be looking for a while because I don't think they make one. You have floor corker and just, you know, hang out with the old people. One Popeye arm might be enough, though. I don't know. It might be. The Mead for speed. This was, I wasn't great at some of the earlier batches for these lives because I didn't expect it to, you know, anybody care about them, and then it started pretty good. This should be like batch 19-ish, though, of these meads. So I've had a lot of fun with these, and I've got a couple really cool ones right around the corner, but we're going to be starting a brand new one next Wednesday, so make sure and come back. It's going to be a lot of fun. Truffle mead, like I remember, like vaguely, yes. And yeah, well, maybe if you also have one Popeye arm, both could double team the double lever corker. Or double lever if you're from England. I don't see why it wouldn't be. I'm not saying I have it planned. Please don't get your hopes up. I am kicking off a brand new mead series, though, in May. Mead. And I'm going to be doing more experimental stuff with those batches. In fact, some of them are going to be planned out to fail. I expect them not to work. So it's got to be kind of a twist on what I do now. So stay tuned. The very end of April is when this schedule wraps up. And kick off some really cool series that I'm very excited about. The Willet Mead will be one of them. The first couple I have going already, I'm so incredibly excited about. I'm also going to be, the Norse gods and goddesses meads that I'm doing now is going to evolve into a world deities. So I'm going to be studying religions from all over the world and really going out of my way to not disrespect anybody. I'm going it with full heart to try to make a mead to honor that god or goddess, many different religions. And I've got some really amazing ones planned up. On the flip side of that, I am going to go out of my way to insult lots of people. My horoscope series, I'm going to be making one mead per month per horoscope. And I'm going to go out of my way to insult all the stereotypes I can except for mine. I'm going to be gentle with Virgos. Everybody else, you're wrong. It's going to be a lot of fun, though. I can't wait. And then my holidays meads are going to continue. They aren't going anywhere. I've always done those from very early on my videos, and I'm going to continue to do them because I love it. Those are my favorite ones to do. But it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, so my this corker, I want to say it was like $30 or something. It wasn't very expensive, $20 maybe. For Virgos are the best, so Virgos are gonna have a really awesome. Everybody else, I don't know. The floor corker was quite a bit more expensive. I was lucky enough to be gifted one, but most of the stuff that I use, I actually buy on Amazon. If I don't, Homebrew City, Ohio. Not Homebrew, Ohio. Not Homebrew. Homebrew City is one of my good buddies here. Follow him. Everything about brewing. Homebrew, Ohio makes a lot of great equipment. Most of it's like for beers and stuff, but they do have some mead. They actually just came out with a mead kit. It's untested. I don't have one. I'm not sponsored by them. And it's a reasonably priced one, but they do have a mead kit now if you're looking to start for everything in one box. Everyone is psychic. I mean, I typically try not to, read out any friends' names. So, no. No. I've been caught reading things out loud before, especially early YouTube side. Don't fall for that anymore. I read things in my head, and then I say them out loud. Psychotic is, yeah, different than psychic. Yes, Dan, you're late again. It's 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, being a Wednesday. We just bottled this mimosa mead. So this is a standard like orange mead. And added in some sparkling white grape juice to make it mimosa feel. It's so awesome. I have done a roast before, and I have some really cool ones in the future. In the future. I don't give hints. I give a lot of hints. I have some roses in the future though. Raspberries phenomenal. You can't go wrong with any berries. Raspberry is one of my favorites though. It's blueberry, probably raspberry, then strawberry. And like blackberry makes really beautiful color. My favorite I've done is actually tied. I have two. Forever it was standing champion was my blueberry batch of mead. Simplistic. It was my base recipe, which is 1 gallon water, 3 pounds of honey, 2.5 grams of yeast. For that one I used EC1118, which is a champagne strain of yeast, and then 2 grams of yeast nutrient. And then that's my standard base recipe in almost all of my meads, including the one we did tonight. On top of that, I added 3 pounds. This part's important. Write it down. 3 pounds of frozen, defrosted, brought back up to room temperature blueberries, all in the primary. If you take fruits, but especially the berry line, and freeze them, the outer membranes actually break down in the defrosting period. So take it out of the freezer like at least 24 hours before you use. I would say probably a couple days is smarter because then it'll get really nice and close to room temperature. It will give you a better color and a better flavor fermentation every single time. That's number one. That was number one champion for a really long time. Hi. Tied for second now is my elderberry mead. So again, my good buddy Scott sent me some elderberries. They were dehydrated, but I rehydrated them through the mead process. And it came out fantastic. Elderberries aren't super popular here. You can't buy them in grocery stores in the States. I do know some people that grow them though, but I kind of found them as mead. So you can grow them in some of our climates here. And it is fantastic. It's a little bit more earthy than like a sweeter berry that you're kind of used to, but an amazing flavor. It's a tiny bit different texture as well. You'll get a little bit thicker mead out of it. Fantastic taste though. So I am located on the East Coast in Maryland. However, I do not sell mead, which is usually the follow-up question there. I am only here as a hobbyist. I make mead and show you exactly how I do it so you can replicate yourself. Every single video I put out is an instruction video from beginning to end, and every single recipe is in the description of the video, so they're all absolutely free. Mulberry mead, I have not done it. I feel like I've heard the suggestion before. It might have been you, though. Saturday's not live. No, yeah, I'm sorry. And thank you, Richard. Saturdays are videos. They've been going out at 8 p.m. I'm probably going to move those back 8 a.m. though, but more to come. It's going to be one of the two this Saturday. Testing the analytics. things kind of flipped around, if you guys haven't noticed, in the past couple of weeks here on all of the social medias. Some of the, followers have flip-flopped there through lots of different accounts, so more to come. But I'm tracking the analytics for Saturday videos. Most of my videos come out during the week, though, 8 p.m. Standard Time. The lives are always 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Wednesdays. But the Saturday and Sunday videos are going to be little feelers. The population is on TikTok and YouTube at different times. Jalapeno mead. I've made several batches, and I've never made one I like. Jalapeno is... I have to start with, I'm not a big fan of spicy drinks. I love spicy foods. I love to even test myself, to eat really spicy stuff. I'm a fan of doing that. Spicy drinks don't compute. They just don't compute. A drink should be refreshing. I made a mango habanero that I thought was this, but I hated it because like it left a burning taste in your mouth. And I have done several different jalapeno recipes, and all of them have tasted like it's way too strong jalapeno. The last one I did was only 2 fresh jalapenos cut up. If I were to do it again, I would probably completely de-seed them and see if it's just, just use the flavoring of the skin, maybe. I don't know. I have not come up with one I like, though. A Bloody Mary mead. Who knows? I will say, like tomato juice, something that you would want to like be afraid of. I did a really phenomenal and successful carrot juice mead for last Easter, so I'm not against trying a tomato. Who knows? Maybe that'll make it on the list. Hello. Welcome to the Old Gods Meadery, where I make mead every single week, every single Saturday, a brand new batch of mead. I don't miss Saturdays, and I don't replicate. Every single one is unique. 152 comes out this Saturday. And it is inspired by the movie, The Exorcist. The Snapple Peach Tea, it did come out awesome. That is good to hear. I mean, they might be gold, might be right. Yeah, I mean, it's, yeah, I didn't even, spicy version of Bloody Mary. I'm not against it. I'm not against it. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. I love it. I love it. I usually have my notepad with me. I don't have it with me tonight, so anything down. Somebody's gonna have to remind me tomorrow. I think Bloody Mary mead might make it on the list eventually. Tail end of next year, maybe, or this year. I keep forgetting what year we're in. Usually, I know. I always forget something. Tonight was it? I was good though for the mead portion. The mead portion was good. And I'm going to make sure to do about clipping out this video and posting it right away. Hopefully I'll get it up by tomorrow. I don't know. Scott's the one that's supposed to be taking notes. You're absolutely right. And I just was texting him like an hour or two ago. Like, he told me he wasn't going to be here, so I'm going to give him one demerit. That's for sure. Eggnog mead. I think you should make him some, and I want to know how it turns out. I am gonna pay. That's even better. One demerit and docked pay for the day. I think you could do an eggnog mead. I'm confident in you. I'm confident. Oh, pizza meat makes my tummy hurt. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, we are going to gather in September. September, I believe it's 6th or 7th. It's a Saturday. If you are willing and able to come to the Maryland Renaissance Festival, we're hang out, meet lots of cool new people. Scott is going to get a local campsite to the Renaissance Festival here, and we are going to share mead. All Saturday night, where I'm going to be taking roughly, who knows, 50 bottles or so of mead that I'm just going to share with everybody that wants to. Scott is here. Shame on you for not taking notes. You got the demerit. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Encourage you to come if you can. I'm going to be looking up some local hotels for those that actually want to come out and travel from out of town. I'm probably going to stay in a local hotel just so it's close. The Renaissance Festival is just over an hour away from me from here. But it's going to be a ton of fun. It's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to be in Renaissance garb. It's going to be awesome. Scott has some legit costumes too. Outfits, not costumes, outfits. It is in Maryland. The Maryland Renaissance Festival is right outside of Annapolis. So not too far out. Will be. So Scott, I asked everybody to remind me, and they're like, where's Scott to take notes? We had a YouTube suggestion about some Bloody Mary mead. And I think we should put it on the list. Yeah, if you already have the outfit, you have no reason not to come. Does Kit have like a big one? We're looking for big ones. We're making a list of all the ones we hope we can do over the next several years. I did a really successful carrot mead. That's why I'm more confident with the Bloody Mary one. So that was from Nightmare Rising with a Y, YouTube. I don't like tomato juice either. That has nothing to do with whether we could be successful with it or not. I don't like carrot juice, but I made a carrot mead. I don't know. I think it's possible. I think it's possible. But yeah, Scott, mimosa mead, fantastic. Just that standard orange mead is what you missed. I tasted it, great, really strong. It's not like citrus, like lemon lime citrus. It's a orange taste citrus. Really great orange smell. Still got a good punch of honey. Really great punch of alcohol in it too. And then I did a 50-50, 50% mead, 50% sparkling grape juice. It tastes like a mimosa. It feels like a mimosa. That is from Nightmare Rising, R-Y-Z-I-N-G. Nightmare Rising. Although you can't do like direct messages on YouTube, which drives me nuts. I get it why you can't do it, but it drives me nuts. Mr. Rising, if you're still here, if you have a TikTok, shoot me a direct message. Everything's bigger in Texas. I mean, I buy a big bucket of honey from Texas, if that counts. I'm still on YouTube. I'm actually streaming on YouTube simultaneously right now. YouTube and TikTok started about the same time, but most of my stuff, especially early on, I would make for TikTok and then just transpose over there. When you go to Alaska, things shrink. You're right. Things do. Shrink. What a fun night. I am so glad I'm here. I missed last week because I was traveling to Chicago. I put out a really cool, my first like food review from Chicago. It's really like, I was literally editing it in the hotel lobby. So it's like really choppy and crappy. I was also learning that side of the editing tools because usually I don't do like voiceovers or but I went to this burger place that I had to tell everybody about. It's called Firefly Burger. It's like 10 minutes outside of like downtown Chicago. It felt like I didn't explore the area at all, but it felt like a very like hipster area. There's a bunch of cool like bars around. There was lines like coming out the bars with full like bouncers and security. So it looked like a cool like college town kind of area. I had this place called Firefly. It's very like small place, but it packs an awesome gimmicky punch. So they do two really cool things. One, and all their burgers are really good too. But first thing they do, they take this massive, it looks like a massive medical like needle, right? Syringe, and they inject the top bun of your burger with nacho cheese. They inject it right in. It fills the bun up with nacho cheese. They give you gloves so you can eat your burger there. I'm not kidding you. Gloves. Secondly, and I'm a big fan of old fashions. That's my go drink. If I'm not drinking mead, I love me an old fashioned. A old fashioned is becoming incredibly popular. I dig those too. I like a good like smoky flavor. It makes you feel like a gentleman, right? Makes you feel like I got to put a suit and tie on to drink this kind of thing. If I've gone to, I don't go to many fancy places, but when I do, smoked old fashions, what I'm gonna order. Anyway, they smoke burgers in the same fashion. They have this giant plastic dome. They put it over your burger. They light the little wood chips, like they're like cherry wood chips. It smokes your burger. Your burger that's filled with nacho cheese. It was the most amazing burger experience I ever had. It was the most phenomenal burger I ever had. So I did a review video of it. It's a few videos back. Go back and watch it. It was the coolest thing ever. I got off on a tangent. I stopped reading comments because I got so excited. So what did I... There in Chicago was beautiful. Like we got there during the heat wave, so it was like right around freezing, a little bit above freezing the entire time I was there. I was very happy. It dropped to like 7 degrees the day I left. I think it's because Chicago got sad I was leaving. I don't know. I can't prove that. I'm not a meteorologist or whatever they're called. That's what I think it was though. More than one fruit do you use 3 pounds? I try to use 3 pounds, a little bit shy of 3 pounds combined of whatever I do. So if I'm doing multiple fruits, it still equals just about 3 pounds. The reason being is very frustrating. So the definition of mead is a fermented drink that uses honey for the fermentation sugar source. It has to be 51% or more sugar source from honey to be considered a mead. It's 50% or less, it's actually considered a wine by definition. I think call things the way you want to call them, because if you don't have fun in this amazing hobby, ancient hobby, you're not going to want to keep doing it. I think you should have fun doing what you're doing. So if you do like 25% honey and 75% fruit, I would still call it a mead because you would too. And I like to agree with you. If you go to Facebook, those guys there, they'll tell you that you're a moron. They will tell you it's the search bar. They will tell you to shut up. They'll tell you that they're smarter than you, and they'll make you feel horrible about asking questions. So I try to maintain that 51% honey when I'm doing fruits. But I say do whatever you want to do. Have fun. Have fun, and whatever you call it, I'm going to recognize that as it being what you call it, because I want you to have fun. And don't share your recipes on Facebook because they're apples. I don't cuss very often. I got a disdain taste the Facebook groups because they're mean. They're mean. And here's another controversial one on Facebook. You can put raisins in it. I don't care. If that makes you happy, lots of recipes have raisins in them. Do it. Do it. Have fun doing it. Put lots of raisins in it. That's what I'd say. But Facebook is silly. They're mean. There's some really big over there. I'm in all the mead groups. I am in the shadows. I don't contribute very often. Some of them, like there's a couple wine groups that like I share my Saturday recipes with. But the main mead groups, and you guys probably know who they are if you're over there, they're mean. It's even, and like their admins break the rules nonstop, being mean to you. So, not my cup of tea. I'd rather surround myself with happy people that want to have fun and learn with me. So, screw them. It is very... I should leave them all. Like I honestly, the reason why I'm still there because there's lots of cool creators that like put stuff up there. Um, I honestly like I read like subject titles and I'll like open it up. You know, if I'm trying to read everything that the content creator put up there. I don't read comments anymore though. They drive me crazy. They drive me crazy. I want to respond to all of them. And go like, you're an asshole. You're just an asshole for no reason. And you wouldn't be an asshole if you're in this guy or girl's face. You're only an asshole because you're not in their face. And that makes you an extra asshole. But anyway, I regress. I got worked up. Facebook always gets me worked up. You can't, like, I am one of those people that if I go out and have drinks, I become happier the more I drink. More friends, it drives the people that know me crazy. I make more friends the more I drink. I'm like the opposite of like the abusive husband. I make more friends the more I drink. I'm happy. So if you mix whiskey with Facebook conversations with me, it's my trigger. It's my trigger. No. This is actually whiskey. This is a Buffalo Trace whiskey. It was a Christmas present. I like me some Buffalo Trace. I'm done now, though. We're done. We're good. I'm done. We're all good. We're all friends. Don't go to Facebook. They're jerks. Yeah, it is. Like, I have somebody that works for me that was like, hey, what do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, I don't want anything. Like, I want you to be happy. I want to give you a gift. I want you to be happy. He's like, all right, what whiskey do you want? And I'm like, I don't want any whiskeys. Which was a lie, but I don't like asking for stuff. And yeah, he hooked me up with this Buffalo Trace. So I'm happy with it. It's up there. I know like some of the Buffalo Trace lines are incredibly rare, incredibly hard to get. I don't even remember what they're called. I used to try to keep track of some of those. Like every once in a while I'd pop in, local liquor stores and like, hey, do you have whatever that one that's you're never going to have is called? But I don't have that delicate of a palate. I hate to say that like as a mead maker. But yeah. I'm okay. You give me an old fashioned with some bullet bourbon. I'm happy. I'll pay the dollars for it. That's what it's worth, right? I don't care. If I'm making old fashions at home, which I don't, I have a little bit of a liquor setup at my friend's house because we only drink when we're together outside of my lives. I do have a big bottle of the bourbon, bullet bourbon over there. You know why? Cheap. And I don't care. If you're mixing it in an old fashioned, who cares? It's not bad. Like my favorite bourbon of all time is Michter's from Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. I had the pleasure of touring their distillery a couple years back. Phenomenal distillery. They're really cool. They did these really fun experiments, which is what kind of really caught my attention there. You get a tour, and then they sit you down so you can do a little tasting. But before you do that, they give everybody vanilla jelly beans. It's a vanilla jelly bean, and you have to hold your nose and then put the vanilla jelly bean in your mouth and chew it up while you're holding your nose. Then you let go of your nose, and then they're teaching you like the actual impact of smell, and it is outstanding. Like if you do that with a vanilla, it has to be specifically vanilla jelly bean. You'll learn how much smell has to do with the taste of things, and then they introduce you to several different of their whiskeys. Which I'm not a huge fan of. They make a sour, and then they also make a bourbon, which I love. Angel's Envy. I actually went to their this as well. Really cool. They're a little bit like they're huge. They're really huge. So their distillery was very focused on like the tour aspect and kind of learning of not just their company but whiskey in general. So that was really cool. I did like the whiskey tour down there. It was a lot of fun. So, hello, Kale. Tonight we bottled this. It's an orange mead, but it's my mimosa mead. So I mixed it 50-50 with this white grape juice. So we got a sparkling grape mimosa style mead out of it. Fantastic. I don't anymore because I think I finished it. I had a bottle of Angel's Envy I was sipping. It's probably a couple months now on the line. But tonight we're doing Buffalo Trace. Just the good old standard Buffalo Trace strong whiskey from Kentucky. If you've never been to Louisville, Kentucky, you're missing out. Go take the whiskey tour down there. There's a bunch of different distilleries, all right, hyper local. You could walk to a lot of them, like the downtown area. A lot of fun. Really nice people there. Everybody we encounter, like everybody from the hotels to the restaurants, everybody there is so over the top, like human and polite. It's really, really cool town. Yeah, so I always say, you might have heard me say it before. You need one of two things if you're going to be a mead maker. You need patience because you have to wait, or you need more equipment. If you buy a bunch of different glass carboys, you can just keep pumping them with new meads. That's what I do because I don't have any patience. But you're gonna love the mead, I guarantee it. Guarantee it. I have so many meads in the pipeline. I'm so excited to share with you guys. Did you guys buy the gold that goes in the mead? That's all right, Richard. Everybody has to have a flaw. Everybody has to have one. Scott randomly sends me pictures of like new equipment he's bought. It's pretty awesome. For those who don't, this happily married couple. Oh no, did I use the rest of it? I might have used it. I thought I had some. Oh, I do. I made a Freya-inspired mead, and the goddess Freya. I did a Freyr mead too, but Freya. There's a strawberry mead that I put in this like, edible gold in, and next live, I'll grab a bottle and up close to me. I think I have a bottle or two in storage. But it made this just most beautiful, like, it was just beautiful. I can't describe it. The most beautiful thing ever. It was so fitting for the goddess Freya. It was beautiful. Most beautiful thing ever. I mean, you might poo glitter for a week. I don't poo at all. I heard just girls do that. That's what I heard. 14.7-ish. Oh, that's more of a Scott question. So I don't back sweeten any of the stuff that you me do. For the purpose of, I just like to experiment with that original recipe and really see what I can do from the primary aspect to change it. I don't back sweeten any of the recipes you see here. You can back sweeten it. You will lower your alcohol content a little bit though. But you don't need to stabilize ever if you're just going to use time. So stabilization usually comes in the form of either some kind of chemical that you add in that kind of makes sure the yeast stops, or a process called pasteurization, which is heating it so hot that it kills everything that's inside of it. I don't think you need to do it at all. Just use time. It'll stabilize itself. I mean, it's the airlock in your secondary, and you don't have to worry. Like, if the fermentation process does kick back up, it won't be aggressive. It'll be remnants of the yeast that's left. But if you transfer it into a secondary, most of the yeast will be left in that original one if you've waited enough time after the fermentation process. I give it a good, like, 3 to 4 weeks minimum. before you transfer it. But once you transfer it in your secondary, there's not going to be enough yeast left to go aggressive fermentation. Put an airlock on it just in case, and you might get a bubble or a few, but just let it go. It'll be fine. So I can tell you like my time frame, and I work in gallon batches. So if you're not working gallon batches, you have to do a little application here. But my fermentation process takes between 2 and 3 weeks to what yeast I'm using. Sometimes I give it 4. If I'm using D47, I always give it like 3 to 4, just because it's a little bit slower. It also has a lot to do with the temperature of your room. Every yeast strain has a temperature tolerance, and it is more progressive at certain temperatures in that range. So I keep this at exactly 69 degrees at all times, because that's kind of the sweet spot for the EC1118, and it also works for the D47. EC1118 is a little bit faster. That can go 2 to 3 weeks, and then you can transfer it usually right after that. And then the actual secondary, once it's racked, I let sit for a minimum of 3 months, usually closer to 5, but a minimum of 3 months depending where I am in the schedule. So from beginning to end, you're looking at a minimum of 4 to 6 months. 69 degrees exactly. It's good luck. It's also Bill and Ted's favorite number. If you're old like Scott, you know who Bill and Ted is. If you're young like me, turning 22 this year, I about it from my pappy, who is Scott. There are calculators out there too. Bill and Ted is classic. I even like their more when they came out with a couple years ago, whatever it was, 3 or 4, whatever it was. It was fun. They had their daughters in it. It was good. Yeah, more time or more carboys. I liked it. I liked it. And when like Keanu Reeves got as big as he didn't need to do that. Like he did that for us. Like he did it for the fans, and that's really respectful. It was fun. 20 plus 29? No. No, it's 20 plus 2 this year. I turned 22 this year. And so you can do the math. Buying carboys does get addictive, yeah, because then you end up having to buy like a shelving unit like I did. I have 2 now that both hold 16 carboys each. That's rude. I am 49. Rude. But I'll take it. I'll take it. I will say the counter to that is men get more handsome the older they get. So if you're calling me old, I think it's you calling me handsome. I don't remember what year it is, turned 22, but I know I turned 22 this year. That's all I know. The percent of alcohol of which one, but I don't know. Most of them range between 13 and 15%. I don't take the gravity reading on a vast majority of what. So I don't know. Depends on which one we're working on for sure. Say 27. Not much older than me. Just a few years. I mean, it's true. I have not made prickly pear. I've had that suggested though. I think Dennis is doing a prickly pear now, if I remember correctly. If you fear that you killed your yeast, you're probably fine. There's a couple things I do before I open up anything. One of them is just make sure the temperature is good in that area. Raise the temperature in that area if you can control it a couple degrees. See if that helps at the fermentation process. If it's been fermenting and then it's just slowed down, you're fine. It means it's just probably done fermenting. If it never started ferment, and you don't smell anything, if you smell something and it never fermented, you likely have a leak in your seal somewhere. But if you don't smell anything and it never fermented, it's probably something in the ingredients or the temperature's too low. Or too warm, yes. If you I warm my honey for all my batches, but you got to keep that like relatively close to room temperature, below 100 degrees. If you get up to like 112, you're at boiling point, and you're definitely kill the yeast at that point. If you notice in my videos, I always warm it just till the honey dissolves, and then I immediately put it in the other half gallon of the liquid, usually water, and that immediately cools it down too. And then I add the yeast in it. You warm your honey every night. Every night, do you? We need a verification of that. So how do you tell when it's done? The proper way to do it, and this is not what I do, but the proper way to do it, take your hydrometer and take a reading of the gravity. Hopefully you took one beforehand. You compare it to the second one, right? You seal it up, and then like you wait a couple days and you take it a third time. If that second and third reading are exactly the same, that means no fermentation took place and you're ready to rack it. That's the proper way to do it. I wait till things stop bubbling, right? If you're going to put an airlock again on the secondary, if you wait till it stops bubbling, the yeast is pretty much done. Are you going to get some bubbling in your secondary? It's possible. It's not likely, though. So I visual check things. It is cold. I mean, it's cold here in Maryland, so I know it's got to be colder in Connecticut. Yeah, if you take the readings all together right before you put the yeast in it, and then when you think it's done, and then after you think it's done. If 2 and 3 match up, it's not fermenting anymore. But yeah, you should always use an airlock, just in case. You never know. Yeah, it's cold everywhere. Winter is stupid. Winter is stupid. I don't have winter. It's stupid. Very stupid. I'm tired of it. This week pushed me over the edge. These single digit days. I'm tired of it. What kit do you have, if you don't mind me asking? Which kit? I mean, maybe that's what we should do. We should just move to the southern hemisphere during winter. It's not a bad idea. Scott, good thing Dennis is in here. So, I follow Golden Hive. It's a lot of cool stuff. Scott, can I have your opinion? Want to be a snowbird? You guys were my favorite couple up until this winter conversation. Now we're talking about like cuddle every night and snowbirds. I don't know if I agree with it. And there are lots of venomous stuff in the southern hemisphere. You're right, actually, like Australia is known for it, but you're right. If you go to like to the Amazon, there's still venomous stuff everywhere, and fish that eat you, fish that eat people. Why would you want to be around that? Oh, they go south for the, okay. Why are they called snowbirds? That's like the opposite. That's like a sunbird, I think. Who named? But like he has golden hive kits, and I don't know if I agree with the directions, the instructions. I mean, I know you're cool. I agree you're cool already. And obviously, proud parents. Proud parents of a very successful son. However, I don't like winter birds. I don't like winter anything. Winter ending is the only thing I like. They're gang and killer critters. They have snakes that like are big as elephants. I heard that. I've never seen one. I heard that though. Yeah, like because it's probably the wide mouth like boy with the spout on the end of it, right? The 1 gallon wide mouth. That's what I'm picturing, unless he changed the kits. Because I know he did like an updated version of it at one point, but yeah, I don't use that kind of equipment. I don't think it's convenient. I use a 2 gallon fermenting bucket, and then I transfer everything into one glass carboy. The gallon wide mouths. There's some pros to those. Obviously, you can add in lots of cool stuff. In the wide mouth, easier to clean than a typical carboy. I don't know if I agree with the spout end of it. Some of the like the cone-shaped fermenters have spouts. They make more sense because they settle into the cone. But I don't know. I would say that there's some really cool kits on Amazon. I would never pay more than $50 for a kit that come with probably some more longevity style equipment. I mean, I started with 2 buckets and I think 4 carboys. Yeah, that's enough to really get going. That's enough to really get going. Yes. Agreed. All right, it is approaching 10 o'clock. I'm having a ton of fun, but I got to wrap things up. I got to get up early, and I got to clean tonight because I made a mess. Richard Terry's still here. I'll be in contact. This is going to be pretty cool, though. I think you're going to like it. He'll do a review video for us. If you're not Richard Terry, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for letting me be here. Even more important, I have such an amazing time sharing my passions with you. And I'm so grateful that this community has allowed me to become part of it. We all got a little lost, I think, over the end. More so, you know, for people that like go live, really enjoy and thrive in the community they've been accepted in. I was a little worried. We made some backup plan. I got really confident towards the end that we were going to be okay as the birds start chirping in the background. And we are. We're okay. We're okay for now. So I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your week. For my video Saturday, my Exorcist inspired mead comes Saturday. It's going to be a fun one. So come back. But I have meads in the pipeline all the way through June or so. At this point, I have meads written down recipe-wise all the way through 2026, the beginning of 2026. So mead every single Saturday. Lots of great stuff coming your way. It's gonna be a lot of fun. This has been amazing. I missed last week, so like I was itching for tonight. I've been excited about it all day. Thank you again so much for letting me be here. It was an absolute pleasure. Talk to you guys all real soon. Thank you. Skull. I'll see you guys all very soon. Shoot me a direct message if you need it all. I answer 100% of them. Skull. Maybe.